But even as important as this domestic situation is, we can't stop thinking about foreign policy. Because when we spend almost $200 billion on war, that's $200 billion that we could have spent on healthcare and education. As Commander-in-Chief, my job will be to keep you safe. That will be my job. And so I will do whatever is required. I will strike against any who would do us harm.
All right.
I will not hesitate. So I have to make sure that we are maintaining the strongest military on earth. And that means that we are training our troops properly. And we are making sure that they're on proper rotations and that they're properly equipped. And it means that when our veterans come home, we are treating them with the dignity and the respect that they have earned, and that they don't have to beg for disability payments, and they don't have to beg to get into the VA. And we've got zero tolerance for homeless veterans in America. We have to do right by them. But you know, part of being a commander-in-chief is also deploying our military wisely. And I believe that the Iraq War was unwise. We didn't have an imminent threat. We didn't have an exit strategy. It distracted us from Afghanistan, where Al-Qaeda is still planning to kill Americans. Bin Laden is still at large. We should have stayed focused and finished the job. And so I will bring this war in Iraq to an end, and I will bring our troops home in 2009. But I don't want to just end a war. I want to end the mindset that got us into war. We have to rediscover the power of diplomacy. I said early in this campaign, I wouldn't just meet with leaders we liked. I would meet with leaders we didn't like. I wouldn't just meet with our friends, I'd meet with our enemies. And I have to tell you, when I first said that, Washington got all upset. Well, you can't do that. Senator Clinton said that'd be naive, that'd be irresponsible. And I had to remind them of what John F. Kennedy said. He said, we should never negotiate out of fear, but we should never fear to negotiate. Strong countries and strong presidents talk to their adversaries and tell them where America stands. And when we do that, we can go before the world community and say, America's back. I want to stand before the United Nations and say, we're back. America's ready to lead. And we are going to lead militarily. We're going to go after the terrorists. We're going to lock down nuclear weapons. But we're also going to lead by helping countries build schools that teach math and science instead of hatred of Americans. We will lead by helping poor countries build the public health infrastructure to deal with HIV/AIDS. We are going to lead by bringing an end to the genocide in Darfur, because we're not a nation that turns a blind eye to slaughter. We are going to lead by closing Guantanamo and restoring habeas corpus, because we're not a nation that locks people up without charging them. That's not who we are. Ultimately, that's what this election's about, is who are we as a people? And for those Democrats who are watching this contest for the Democratic nomination, who are we as Democrats? You know, I started talking about change at the beginning of this campaign. I talked about change when we were up. I talked about change when we were down. And this change thing must be catching on because everybody's talking about change now. Everybody's talking about it. You know, the Clintons are talking about change. Mitt Romney is talking about change. George Bush, he's talking about change. And we're going to change you, George Bush. No Bush. But the question is who can bring about change? Who can bring about change? You know, there's some people who throughout this campaign have been saying, look, I know you like Obama's ideas. He may have some good plans. And I know that maybe he gives a pretty good speech once in a while. And I know y'all like his wife. You know, everybody likes Michelle. Well, don't be grinning that much, brother.